we started, the magnitude of what we were getting into.
No matter how bad your worst day is, it is nothing compared to what the average farm animal is undergoing every day for weeks, for months, or even years.
3 years in the making, 150 hours of footage.
I don't know what other industry can compare to the agribusiness, biotech, pesticide conglomerates, maybe military contractors.
Countless interviews throughout the world with activists, scientists, victims, ranchers, farmers, doctors and consumers. Opinions on every side of the issues. Some people believe the worst is over. Some believe the worst is yet to come.
You know, we were talking this morning after church about terrorism. We all lived in such a safe cocoon, it couldn't happen to us, terrorism. And I think a lot of the stock and field, mad cow disease couldn't happen to us.
It's all crucial to finding a balance that has the potential to change the way that people think and feel.
We're trying to encourage people to understand that there are new constituents here. There are other beings who should be part of the moral community and who have an equal stake, an equal say in the moral community, who have an equal share in it, and they happen not to be human beings.
It is without a doubt the most important thing I have ever been involved in my life.
My name's Howard Lyman. I used to be a rancher in Montana, raising cattle for slaughter. Now, years later, I'm a vegan. That's a vegetarian minus dairy products. And in Montana, you're probably safer getting caught stealing horses than admitting to being a vegetarian.
Hi. How are you?
I'm well. I'm well.
That's good.
How come you just keep getting younger and you keep getting older?
How come you're a vegetarian and you're not getting thinner?
Well, if you were to talk to the people, what would be the thing that you would say to them? This is what you can do to make it better.
I think that people have to demand from their food suppliers that they have a product that can be certified as organic, can be certified as not having come from industrialized agriculture. And I think they have to recognize that the industrialization of agriculture, which to me is taking the farming out of farming and replacing it with very questionable practices, is placing not only their health in danger, it places rural communities in danger, and ultimately I think what is showing up is placing our future in danger.
I guarantee you we're at the right place, but we'll soon know.
Well, let's eat first.
Well, I'll come in and sit down, and you're going to try and feed me bacon and eggs, and then, I don't eat.
Well, don't you eat any eggs even?
No.
Oh, God.
Unborn embryos, I don't do that.
I would really like to have my children, and they're all capable of good ranching techniques, and they're all well educated. Any one of them could run this ranch and do good as far as tending the soil and taking care of the cattle. But
could they make a living and feed their family?
No way. Let's just join and let's say a prayer of thanksgiving for the food we're going to eat and the land that provided the food and cooked and prepared it. And God bless Howard and his crew, and in particular Will Jean and all the family, and my neighbor Joe. For this I pray to the Lord. Amen.
Maybe my ideas are not all right, but we got to get the people that are eating the food involved in this debate before it's too late.
Well, and we got to get them good facts too. We can't feed them fanaticism or terrorism kind of facts. I mean, it has to be factual stuff. And that's hard to get the facts. And even if they are facts, sometimes they're not true.
Well, I'll tell you, it looks a lot better than what it is when you look at what's in front of us. This was one of the largest dairies in Montana, one of the oldest. And we will see this time and time again, that you just can't make a living in agriculture.
How are you today?
What in the world are you doing out here?
I know that agriculture is in trouble, and I'm not at all optimistic about the new farm bill. American agriculture is in deep trouble, and very few people realize it. And when they do realize it, as you indicated earlier, it's probably going to be too late.
My grandfather bought this land. Ever since I was a little kid, this was home. This was where I really expected I would spend the rest of my life. And we were organic farmers. Everything we did in conjunction with nature. I always wanted to be a farmer. I loved that more than anything. And I thought to be a better farmer, to do more, the thing to do was to go to Montana State University and get a degree in agriculture. I was absolutely immersed in herbicides, pesticides, hormones, and medication. Never one time in the time I was at Montana State University did they ever talk to me about organic agriculture. It was all about the wave of the future, feeding the hungry world. And I bought into that hook, line, and sinker, and I will never forget. I came home with a degree in agriculture, and I said to my father, I said, move over, Pop. We're going to turn this one-horse farm into an agribusiness. And he looked at me and he said, now what in the world is that? And the thing that resonates through my mind today is the most telling thing that he ever said to me. He said, our job is to work with nature. And I said, that's old-fashioned. You know, my great-grandfather, my grandfather, my father, they were organic farmers. I came home a chemical junkie.
More land, more equipment, become a corporate farmer, eat up your neighbors. If you got small family farmer next door, get his land and put it into production yourself, you can produce cheaper. Darwinian economics.
I started buying more and more and more chemicals, and there was no doubt about it. We ended up with bigger yields. But the fact of it is that I knew in the back of my mind that things were not right. The wonderful thing that I had when I was a kid of birds and trees and living soil, little by little changed. And my brother, 32 years old, full of life, ended up dying probably for some of the chemicals we were using on the farm. And all of a sudden the love of the farm and spending the rest of my life here faded a little.
I can't remember the figures. We had at least 500 cows and calves, and we would get up to like 5,000 head in the feedlot. So it was a constant problem, a constant worry, a constant